Welcome back, baseball fans. Summer of 69-72. Summer League. Yeah, fun times here tonight. We got a big one between the Mets and the Braves. Normally, well, you've been seeing in the last several matchups, teams who finished first and second last year playing this early in the season. Normally, I save them for the series before the All-Star break, but they're playing early this year. Schedules fluctuate every year. And we got the Mets and Braves. This is the quintessential matchup of the pitching versus the hitting. Best pitching staff in baseball, one of the best offenses in baseball, one division. They were not in the same division in this era, but they did face each other in the National League Championship Series of 1969. Now, the Mets swept the Braves in the 69 Championship Series, but the Braves got their hits and runs off of Seaver, Koosman et al. It was that the Mets bats bashed the Braves. Did I just say that? Yes. The Mets bats bashed the Braves in that league championship series, and that was the difference. So in game one, it was Tom Seaver versus Pat Jarvis here in Atlanta, and the Braves prevailed 3-2. The Braves got 3 runs early. Then Seaver put it on cruise control. The Mets struggled to score early, got single runs in the middle innings. Jarvis lasted till the 8th. They got quality relief work from this Fred Lasher person. And the Braves got a 1-run, 3-2 win. Very Met-like win for the Braves. So if you're a Mets fan, you're a little discouraged. That's the type of game you want to win if you're the Mets. You don't want to lose a 3-2 game with Seaver on the mound. So now, the Mets still want to get a split in Atlanta in Game 2. And today's starting pitchers will be Jerry Koosman for the Mets and number 3 starter, George Stone. A couple of lefties today in Hotlanta. Both teams having a great start this year, tied for first at the top of the National League East. Let's get started. Here is Joe Foy leading off for the Mets. 410 bounces to third. Clete Boyer is a 1-24 at third base, and he almost made the error. Would have been an error in New York. Frank Johnson now batting second against lefties. 610 homer if he has power. Unfortunately for Frank Johnson and the Mets, he does not have power against lefties. Oops, like I said, he does not have power against lefties. So that's a single. Ken Singleton, 36 is a walk. Cleon Jones, 37, that is a walk. And the bases are loaded. Don't look now, folks, for Don Clendenon. Let's show you the card first as a portent of good things to come. Clendenon just destroys left-handed pitching here. With the bases loaded and 1 out, here's the pitch. 47, single 1-18 off a Stone is a single, and the Mets get a run. Still loaded, Tommy A.G., 63, right X. This is going to be Hank Aaron's a 2-6. And that is going to be a sac fly. First and second with 2 outs, Bloody Harrelson, 48, bounces to short. Marty Perez is a 3-38 when he makes the play. All right, so Koosman gets a couple runs as he trots out to the hill. Johnny B. Baker, 47, Ks. Ralph Garr, 2-8, pops to second. Rico Suave rolls to third. Top of 2, Bob Heiss in there for defense and the ability to hit lefties a little bit. Grounds to short. Jerry Grody to the max. Skies to left field. This is Ralph Garr as a 3-12 in left field, and he makes the snow cone catch. Joe Foy, 38. Single 1-18 is a base hit for the ace stealer with 2 outs. What is Jack Hyatt's arm? He's a +1 arm catcher. He's going to try and steal with 2 outs. The foyer, he steals second base. He started in the foyer and he's worked his way into the anteroom. And it's Frank Johnson. 69. Oh, Frank. Homer 1-4, fly ball to left. And he gets the single. So a little anticlimactic, but it's still a run. He could have had 2 home runs in this game with power, but this is pretty valuable because he hit a homer 1 to 4, fly ball the rest, gets a very crucial 2-out single, scores a runner after a stolen base. Very efficient offense for the Mets early on. Ken Singleton, K's. Will this be enough for Koosman against the red-hot Braves? Hank Aaron, 47, is a K. Tommy Aaron, 2-7, double 1 and 9, single. Clete Boyer, 111, short B, and with 2 outs. Felix, you're putting me on. No, we are not. Grounding back to the hill. Top of 3 from Fulton County. Cleon Jones, 54, center X. This is Dusty. He's a 2E5 in center field. And Dusty Baker kicks the ball in center field. Bounces off his glove. Cleon's on at second. Don Clendenon, 57. Double 1 and 2, base hit off the George Stone card. Mets got it going with another scoring inning. It's 4-0. Man at first. Tommy A.G., 57. It's the exact same thing. Single dot again. Runs in the corners. Nobody out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 hits. Not quite broken. Buddy Harrelson, 2-7 is a walk. Bases are loaded for Bobby Heiss playing back. 2-10 pops to second. Bases loaded playing back for Jerry Grody. 59 skies to shallow right field. And with 2 outs and the bases loaded, it's Joe Foy. 58 pops to first. Well, the Mets squandered the end of that inning. Bases loaded, nobody else. They get nothing. And they get 4 runs through 3 frames. Will this be enough for Jerry Koosman? Marty Perez, 111, grounds to second. Jack Hyatt, 110, single 1 to 5, base hit. Dusty Baker, 4-4, center X. He's a 1E6 in center field. And oh no, the center fielders are having trouble tracking the ball. Another 2-base error by each center fielder in the inning. I guess the sun is in a weird spot or something. Second and third, Ralph Garr, Jerry Koosman, 57 is a K, and with 2 outs. Big at bat here. Rico Suave, 43, right X. Frank Johnson, he's a 3E7. He's right in the mediocrity of defense there. 3E7 kicks a 2-base error. Oh my goodness. Koosman cannot believe it. So 2 unearned runs with 2 errors in the inning for the Mets, and it's a 4-2 game for Hank Aaron. 4-10 pops to third. 4-2 in the fourth. Frank Johnson. 2-11 pitcher. Kenny Singleton. 6-10. Again, he does not have power off of the George Stone card. That's going to be a single. Oh, if the Mets had more guys. Well, they do have guys with power. They're just a little lower in the lineup. Jones, Clendenon, Agee. But, I mean, Frank Johnson, Singleton, Harrelson, Heiss, and Grody. None of those guys have power against lefties. So it's Cleon Jones. 1-7 again. Triple 1-7 is a single dot. Runners on the corners. Up and hold for Clendenon. 59. Skies to shallow right. 2 outs for Tommy Agee. 46 is a K. He's not broken, is he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, not broken. That was 3 innings he'd broken, but nope, not for 4. Mets could really regret this. Tommy Aaron, excuse me. Too many Tommy A's. Tommy Aaron. 3-6. Tommy Aaron. Let's look at his card. This card will hit you 206 because of the percentages. 46% versus righties. And that against the lefty is a solo homer, and suddenly the Braves make this a 1-run game. Clete Boyer, 2-6 K. Felix putting me on. No, we are not. Unless Clendenon kicks this ground ball. He is a 3E13 at first base. He makes the play. And with 2 outs, Marty Perez bounces to short and gets injured. Will leave the game. Sonny Jackson will come in for him to play short. George Stone continues into the 5th. For how much longer, we're not sure. Here's the thing with the Braves. Their bullpen is slop. Britton, McQueen, Lasher. Doyle is a good closer. And actually, he's probably best suited to be a setup guy. But he's a fine reliever. Paul Doyle. The other three guys, not so much. So the Atlanta tries to beat you into submission with their offense. So George Stone will continue as a starter 7 into the 5th inning. Bud Harrelson, 56, skies the center field. Bobby Heiss, 211, pops to short. And with 2 outs, Jerry Grody to the max, rolls it to the new shortstop, who is a 331, and he boots the ball. Some sloppy defense today in the Peach State. Joe Foy, 1-6, skies to center field. The top of the 5th inning is over, and the Mets take a 4-3 lead. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
We'll get a beer commercial in here soon, folks. Though I'm not. Yeah, whatever. Bottom of the 5th. Jack Hyatt leads off for the Braves. 2-9, base hit. That is your tie run. Dusty Baker, 2-8, base hit in the center field. Hyatt holds. Koosman needs to bear down, needs to get this lefty out. That's Ralph Garr. 2-6, he cannot, and Ralph Garr, let's take a look at Ralph. Would you believe this is his 72 card, that's 325. We could not get his 71 card as there were too many 71 players added. 71, the dude hits 340. But don't worry about it, because in 74, he'll hit 354. Or 353, something ridiculous. As if the Braves are lacking for offense. Anyway, that is a single ... We have a 4-4 tie with runners on the corners and nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the Braves they're getting this thing lined up here. I'm going to play back for Cardi. 6-11, left X. This is Cleon. It's a 2-3 in left field. And he gets the sky out without an advancing runner. So with 1st and 3rd and Hank Aaron up, and we are still tied, I'm going to bring the infield up here. The runner at 1st and 3rd and 1 out. I like to do that with 1 out, not 0. 67 is a K. We'll move it back for Tommy Aaron. 4-11 is a slow roller to Clendenon, and it is Koosman now who pitches out of the mess. Interesting ball game. 4-4. The Mets have sent about 5 more men to the plate in the 5 frames than the Braves. It's Frank Johnson in the 6th. 1-7 is ball 4. Ken Singleton. 3-6 is ball 4. Okay, now most teams would have hooked Stone by now. Particularly the 3rd time around for Jones, Clendenon, and Agee. Let me just take a look here. No, you don't really want to do that. You don't really want to go to this bullpen. And you don't want to hang Stone up to dry in a game that he still has a chance to win. It's a tie game, so he doesn't want to leave. So he's going to pitch through to the middle of this inning here. Cleon Jones, 43, bouncer to short. This is going to be Sonny Jack, a 3-31 at short, 3. And that is a double play. Cleon hits into a 6-4-3 double play. Lead run goes to 3rd with 2 outs for Don Clendenon. 67 is a K. And look at the men piling up the left on base for the Mets. A team that cannot afford to leave men on base. It's not like they can manufacture runs with the home runs and just brutal way Braves can. Bottom of the 6th, Clete Boyer, 2-9, rolls to 3rd. Felix, we are finally going to put you on with a single. He's a B stealer. Sonny Jack, a B hit and runner, and a left-handed batter forced into action because of the injury, will hit and run off of Koosman, and the runner moves up. So we have a runner at 2nd with 2 outs, and it's Jack Hyatt. 47 off Koosman is a K. Koosman's a starter 9. He's not going anywhere. I know he's given up 4 runs, but there was some silly defense early in this game, and the Braves are better against righties than lefties, I believe. All right, Stone's breaking inning. Tommy Agee. The Mets have yet to go 3 up and 3 down, he says before the inning starts. 5-11. Skies the left field. Ralph Garza 3E12, and he plays that into a 2-base error. That's not surprising. All right, Bud Harrelson now. I think we're going to finally see a bunt for a road team, which very rarely happens the way I play this game. But Bud Harrelson's so terrible a hitter. I will bunt here to get the runner to the third with 1 out, and I am successful. So he would have lined out. We do have the lead run at third with 1 out, and you got a Heiss and Grody. The infield's going to come up. Bobby Heiss. 66 is a K. And with 2 outs, Jerry Grody to the you-know-what, 44, catcher's card. Now, Hyatt. He needs to somehow pull a foul out here, if he can. There's a 3E6. Otherwise, he gets the foul out. Oh, my goodness. And we stay tied at 4. 7th inning stretch here in Hotlanta. We have been listening to the ultimate collection of Blind Willie McTell, put together in 1965. The Murderer's Home Blues, the Three Women Blues, Scary Day Blues, turning into that for the Mets, a scary day. Dark Night Blues, a blues hero of Atlanta, Blind Willie McTell. Stretch time, here we go. Bottom of the 7th, Kuzma's not going anywhere. Top of the Brave lineup, Dusty Baker, 210 is a base hit. Ralph Garr, 49, short X, this should be a double play. A1, E17, and it is. That's why his card was improved for defense. They bumped him up from a 2 to a 1 just to help his pitching staff out that much more. And that just paid dividends. Rico Cardi, 2-5, bounces to short. 4-4 in the 8th. Game 1 was 3-2. We have a new rivalry in the National League, folks. Mets Braves. Now, Stone, starter 7, but you need to get 3 guys on in the 8th to break them. We already talked ad nauseum about how the 2 and 3 hitters don't have power. So, Stone will stay on the mound. 58, pops to first. Frank Johnson, 55, rolls to second. And Kenny Singleton, 47, single 1018, single. And with 2 outs, it's Cleon Jones. And on a hunch, maybe not much more, they're hooking Stone after 7 2/3. So Cleon's was frothing to bat against this dude. And unfortunately, he will not be able to. So Stone leaves after putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 men on base. And only allowing 4 to score, so do we go, oh boy, Jim Britton, or we're going to go Jim Britton here in the 8th. He walks guys, but doesn't give up a lot of hits. And you would have to literally walk 3 guys for a run to score. So here is Jim Britton in the 8th against Cleon Jones. With the Singleton is a decent runner. It's a 14 runner, actually. Cleon Jones, here's your pitch. 46 is single 1-8, and he gets a chippy single there. Inning continues. It's Clendenon. One of the problems here is Ed Cranepool's on the bench as a lefty, but if he gets brought into the game, they'll go with Paul Doyle or Mike McQueen. So it's pretty hard to pinch hit. So Clendenon, of course, will hit away here against a righty this time. 69 is a ball 4. Now Britton is in that troublesome spot where a walk blows the game, and it's Tommy Agee. And now we got a whole bunch of problems here for the Braves, who are going to play this like it's a World Series game, and they're going to hook Britton, and they're going to go right to Paul Doyle now, as Agee's better against righties than lefties, and Britton is, puts too many men on base. So it's going to be Paul Doyle in the 8th of a 4-4 tie with the bases loaded and 2 outs against Tommy A.G. Here we go. Doyle, the best pitcher on the Braves, outside of Necro, I guess, against A.G. And here's the pitch. 52 is a sky to left field. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the Mets. They have put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 men on base. Kuzman, 4-4, bottom of the 8th. Jerry, he can go 10 if needed. Hank Aaron, 45, skies to right. Tommy Aaron, 4-10, pops to third. Cleet Boyer, 1-5, flies to center field. Doyle is a relief 2. So it'll be Bud Harrelson leading off the 9th, 43, rolls it to first, but it's Tommy Aaron, who's a 2E10. No, he's a 2E25. Wow. Didn't realize that. 2, E25, and he makes the play. Jeez. Bobby Heiss, 2-4, grounds to third. And Jerry Grody, 38, grounds to short. First inning, the Mets have not put a guy on. Bottom of the 9th, 4-4. Kuzman against the bottom half. Felix putting me off with a strikeout. Sonny Jackson, 2-9, rolls to second base. And with 2 outs, Jack Hyatt. 36 is AK. We got extras here. Extra baseball for all you fans out there. 4-4, 10th inning. Paul Doyle. We're going to let him go into this inning as a relief 2, where he would pitch 2 1/3 innings. And then after that, I like to preserve the bullpens because of the smaller pitching staffs. So we'll let him go here to face Foy, Johnson, and Singleton. Joe Foy, 2-7, rolls a short. Frank Johnson, 44, Frank Johnson for the 3rd time in the game. Home run if you have power, but Frank does not, and that's a single. Ken Singleton, 1-8, single ... You got runners on the corners, and I guess here at this point, you're going to break him anyway. Your bullpen's terrible anyway. Plus, you got Lasher and McQueen. And so with runners on the corners, they're just going to bring the infield up for Cleon and hope for the best. Cleon Jones, runners on the corners, 1 out in the top of the 10th inning against the Braves' best pitcher, 55, second X. This is Miana, 2E17 at second, and the runner has to hold a third. The runner from first goes to second. Second and third, 2 outs. Don Clendenon, Paul Doyle. There is a base open. And then you've got Tommy A.G. after him. I'm almost thinking you go righty-righty here. Now, the problem, though, in this particular instance, if you do go righty-righty, they can go crane pull for the first batter. And then go Lasher for the next batter, if there is a next batter. So, yeah, Clendenon just destroys lefties here. And AG, oh yeah. You need to get a righty in here. So they're going to do it. They're going to get the righty in here now. Plus that means that Doyle's have pitched exactly 2 innings. And they're going to go with Fred Lasher with runners at second and third. And they're going to pitch to Clendenon in the 10th. And the Mets are thinking if we put Kranepool as a pinch hitter, they'll just walk him. And then we got AG with the bases loaded. I think you got to play it that way, though. That is exactly what's going to happen. They're going to make this the full. So Ed Kranepool will be the pinch hitter as a left-handed bat against Lasher. And Lasher's awful against lefties. He would walk him anyway. So he's going to pitch to Ed Kranepool, walk him to load the bases to get the matchup he wants, which is AG. It's like a World Series game here. So now, with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the top of the 10th. The best remaining reliever for the Braves, Lasher, against Tommy Agee. Here's the pitch. 4-11, flies it into right field. Who plays right field? Hank Aaron is a 2-6 in right field, and it's a can of corn, and the inning is over. Oh my goodness. Koosman still has a chance to win this game if he can get through the 10th. But it's going to be Dusty Baker, Ralph Garr, Rico Carty. Here's Baker. 1-7, finally got him out. Grounds a short. Ralph Garr, 3-6, single 1-6 line out, and he lines out on a 15. And with 2 outs, it's Rico Carty. 56, finally a hit. First hit of the game off the Koosman card. 5-6, double 1-2 single is a single. The sign that Koosman is getting tired. But he's going to have to face Hank Aaron because there's really nobody in the universe who can face Hank Aaron. So here we go. Hank Aaron with the winning run at first. The pitch to Hank. 112 is a hit by the pitch against a lefty or a righty. My goodness. And now you're in the Tommy Aaron situation. Now you could easily bring in a righty here. And that would force them to bring in a lefty like Gale Hopkins or they'd bring in Gale Hopkins at that point. Or you could be even craftier and bring in Tug McGraw as a lefty who gets righties out, or leave Koosman alone. I think we're going to let Koosman pitch to this guy. I know he had a homer earlier, but this is Jerry's game. Jerry Koosman will pitch to Tommy Aaron with 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th inning. Here's the pitch. If I roll a 5-5, I'll feel bad. 59, he's going to get him to ground to short. This is Harrelson, the 1-17. This should be an out. And it is not. It is not an out. It is an error by the 1-17 at short. And the inning continues. And Koosman is still not broken because that's not a hit. He's put 2 men on in the 10th inning. And it's Clete Boyer. I could bring a righty who gets righties out to face this guy. And the Mets have just about everything you could ask for. They do have Cy Acosta, who could pitch to Boyer here. That would be the matchup the Mets want. But knowing the way this game has gone today, I think I'd just rather let Koosman in there and grit it out. So that's the move, is to leave it alone. Let Clete Boyer bat versus Koosman. This is definitely an advantage for the Braves. But we're going to go with our guy Koosman here, as he has pitched his heart out, and his defense has continually let him down. So here it is. Koosman, Boyer, bottom of the 10th. The pitch. 33. Let's take a look at Clete Boyer's card. It doesn't matter, lefty or righty. He walks this thing off with unearned runs 3, 4, 5, and 6 for the game. And a just heart-wrenching loss for the Mets. And the Atlanta Braves win 8-4 on a Clete Boyer walk-off grand slam. And a 3-3 is a grand slam off of Cy Acosta. So Lasher was the winning pitcher. Ridiculous game. Mets, you can't be losing games like this, or it's not going to be a pretty season. So Lasher gets the win in the 10th, an intentional walk and an out. Paul Doyle, 2 hits, and George Stone, everything else. 10 hits, 4 runs. We have 3 that were earned. Walked 6, struck out 4. Koosman takes the loss. 9 2/3 innings. 10 hits, 8 runs. 2 were earned. Walked 1, struck out 8, got a complete game. Mets put 19 men on base, scored 4. Atlanta put 11 on, scored 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Plus the errors. They had 3 errors by the Braves in that game, too. Ridiculous. Just a ridiculous game. 1-0-0-10, 0-1-0-9 2/3, 8-10, 4-12, 7-4-1-8, 1-8-7-4. Well, these two teams, these games are really interesting and exciting games. Both of these were. And it's the Braves who win the tight ones. See, I would expect the Braves to win like 9-2 and the Mets to win 2-1. But it has not been that way. So it's still early, and the Mets are simply a single game now behind the Braves. The Braves are 5-2. The Mets are 3-2 as the teams get started. But let's look at the stats here, though. The Mets are hitting .269, which is good for them. They just aren't scoring runs. Their team ERA is .222. And the Atlanta Braves are hitting .289. Their team ERA is more than twice as high as the Mets. 5.57 to the Mets' .222. But they find themselves a game ahead. And year to date, we've played 121 games. The league is hitting .260 with a .391 league ERA. Thanks for checking out the video. We'll see you next time. Well, folks, it is the Atlanta Braves winning the series 4-1 in nail-biter after nail-biter. It seemed like the Met pitching staff held the Brave Bombers down, but the Mets just could not get a timely hit or run. So John Matlack shuts the Braves out in Game 3. That was the lone Met win. Then in Game 4, it goes extra innings, and then it's Felix Millan hitting a homer in the 10th inning off the Mets, his future team, I guess, to go up 3-1, and then Seaver loses for a second time to Pat Jarvis. Pat Jarvis has beaten Tom Seaver twice in Game 5. So it's a strange start of the season. The Braves find themselves 2 games up on the Mets, but we're still early. The Mets played, it wasn't as if the Braves bashers did it. It was just timely, and the Mets got hits. They just couldn't score runs. So year to date, the Braves 7-3. They're hitting .269 with a .490 ERA. The Mets, on the other hand, are hitting .237 with a .248 ERA. And, just not a good start for the Mets. Thanks for checking out the video. We'll see you next time.